Now, let's begin. It was a very cool day in October. The news came on, and everyone around the world were being warned to stay indoors because there was a spaceship coming to Earth at a rapid speed. Meanwhile, in Washington, they were waiting. The president sat quietly, thinking about the deal. The aliens had come to Earth 1 month ago on a warm September morning. The president and the officials, world leaders, met with them. They were coming to take over the world, and they made a deal with them. We will let you come into this earth if you want to, said the president. You can have whatever you like here on earth. You live among us. Do whatever you like. But there's only one condition. And the aliens communicated with each other. Then they looked to the president and said, "What is it?" He said, "Rid the world of blacks all over the world. We want it free. And you could come and live among us." So the aliens looked at each other and they thought about it. Then they looked back at the president and said, "Okay, President Monopoly, this is what we will do. We will be back in 10 moons and we will rid the world of blacks." President Monopoly said to them, "It's a deal. Put your signature here." The alien took his whole hand and put it there. And it glowed. Then President Monopoly, he looked and said, "Okay." 10 moons went by. Astronomers were looking. They were telling everyone that there was an alien ship approaching Earth for everyone to take cover. Meanwhile, LaShawn, Tavia, and Chrissy were back at the dorm having fun, laughing, and having so much fun together. Edwin, and Elijah were on the way over to their room to sneak in and have a party together. There were people everywhere, united together and having big fun. On the alien spaceship, there was a tense feeling because they had did their research and they saw that black people were very smart inventors, that they did so much for the United States and the world. Little Siffenheim coughed because she was sick. Siffenstein, the alien, chief little daughter had been sick a very long time, and they could not find anything where they were to help her. And the alien chief, this intensified in his nerves and in his mind. They did everything they can and they could to save little Siphonside. They were reaching the Earth's atmosphere and they were bussing through. Everyone in the world was expecting this to happen, but not knowing the government had made a deal with the aliens that they could come and live on Earth as long as they rid the world of all black people. Little Sip Inside was coughing, and her brother, Tomoshabiga Baba, was sitting there looking, and he began to talk in his alien language, which he switched over to English and said, "Father, why is it that the government here wants to rid the earth of black people? They have done so much." He held up his right arm and mashed a button, and the picture started to show in mid-air everything from slavery all the way to Mahalia, all the way to Harriet, Malcolm, Martin Luther King, all of the slain and fallen leaders. And he wondered what was such a big deal to rid the world of all black people. They touched down. Boom. Everyone did not see this glow, just a few. And they wanted to know what was that big flash of light. They were here. Meanwhile, Pookie, Bushan, and Kawanje were walking to the corner liquor store to get some blunts. Kawanje said, "I'ma stand here, smoke this poke." And the other guys went in the store. After a while, they heard something go, "No!" And they paid it no attention. Then when they came out of the store, only thing they saw was Kawana J's Jordans. He was gone. They had no clue what had happened to their homie. They went to looking. Then Tyrone looked up in the air and said, "Look!" And he was in the air kicking. This big, giant green thing had him. And he was like, "Run! Run! Run!" So they started to run. They ran so fast they got to the hood. They started telling everybody that Kawana J had just got taken by an alien, man. Something took him up in the air. I don't know what it was, man. It was something, man. This thing is ugly, man. This thing has some wings and everything. And while they were sitting there and looking, and he was describing what he saw from the back, his homeboys started to look at him with their eyes big, and they started backing up. And then Tyrone was like, he stopped too. And at the same time, they started to point fingers at each other. But behind Tyrone, it was one. And behind the other homies, it was another one. And he said, run! But they wasn't fast enough. They took all of them, all 10 up in there, taking them back to where they landed. Meanwhile, over in Los Angeles, the same thing was happening. Black people all around the world were being snatched, taken up and snatched, not knowing what was happening. Oh my gosh. They could camouflage themselves and look like trees. And then before you know it, the tree will come to life and snatch you. And all you would hear is, run, run. Oh my goodness. It was so breathtaking. All the grandmothers and aunties and mamas was at the church on Sunday. And they was a wailing down and a crying because they boys was being snatched. Then, on the 12th moon, they started to snatch the black females. And the girls were frightened, didn't know what to do. Even the blacks on the police force were being snatched. They were being snatched. A couple of guys in the hood, they had a little spree where they would steal cars at night. But when those aliens came, you did not see no blacks on the street. If you knew of any blacks on the streets, they homies will let them know. Don't go outside. The bold and big bad Billy badasses and big bad Betty badasses didn't listen. It was just like COVID-19. People had to really, really get sick that were close to them in order for them to stop going out to the clubs, packing up in stores and everything. But Billy and Betty Badass, nothing could stop them. They going to the party, you know what I'm saying? Girl, let me tell you something, Wanda. I am going to the party. You hear what I'm saying? Girl, that's somewhere else in the world. We are here, okay? So they booting it up and they getting ready. Katrina, she was rocking little Aljawan to sleep. Ooh, ooh, go to sleep, Aljawan. Go to sleep, Aljawan. And her homegirl started. Go to sleep, Aljawan. Go to sleep, Aljawan. Go to sleep, Aljawan. Mama wanna go to the club tonight. Go to sleep, Aljawan. Run, run. Boom, put him down. He's asleep. After that, they got dressed and they were going on to the club. They had to stop by the store, get their little stuff, you know, the blunts and everything. So Mimi said she gonna sit in the car because she had to put her lashes on. They didn't give her time to get completely ready. So Mimi, she's sitting in the car with the light on and she putting on her lashes. Cause let me tell you, she could do the lashes like she went to the shop. She had so much clientele. I'm telling you. So she's sitting there and she's putting on the lashes. The last one, the last corner. Oh my gosh, she was checking herself out. And then all of a sudden, she saw this green thing pop up in the rearview mirror, looking at her through the mirror. She screamed, but it was too late. He had done peeled the top of the Cadillac Escalade top up and snatched Mimi, and she was gone. They came out and looked at the girl. LaWanda dropped all the 40s. I can't. What happened to my daddy truck? Where Mimi at? They went up to the car, and there was nothing in there. Nothing but Mimi clogs. And that was it. So they went on looking for their home girl. And then Letizia said, look. And they looked up, and there was Mimi. Nothing but skin and weave and lashes hanging in the tree. Oh my goodness. The girls started to scream to the top of their lungs. Nobody knew what was really going on. Why are the black people being snatched? Meanwhile, President Monopoly and his committee were back at the house. And they were saying, it's working. Half the population of the blacks are almost gone. We are going to be great in America once again. Now, this was a private channel, I tell you. So in the basement of some people's houses, they could pick it up. So what happened was, there was a little boy. He was very nice, keen, laid back, very smart. And his sister, they were twins. Their names was Brandon and Brenda. And they were geniuses. And they studied the stars. And the thing that was so special about these two was they made friends with the sick little alien girl. Oh my gosh, they talked every night for years and years because the twins were 12 years old and the twin aliens were 12 years old. They communicated with the blacks, those two, and they will tell them all the cool stories about blacks. So that's why the two alien children that were coming to Earth with their chief father did not want to destroy black people. They thought black people were the coolest people in the world. And we are. So Brenda said, I got to get in touch with my alien sister. Let's call. So they started to call. And aliens are so advanced, mind you, that when they call, they appear. But it's not them. It's like a mirror. You can see through them, but they're there. 3D vision. Technology is so awesome. And Brandon and Brenda were friends with them. So they had those type of phones and technology sent to them from outer space. And they wanted to know what's going on. Why are all the black people disappearing? So the little alien twins were like, oh my gosh, your president, President Monopoly, made a deal with the chiefs of our galaxy to rid the world of your kind so that we may live there with them in peace and harmony. Brandon said, did you not show them how brilliant we are? The world is here because of our ancestors. So how could they be getting rid of all of us? The twin aliens looked at each other and they said, we're going to try harder this time. They noticed that the twin girl was coughing. So Brenda says, I have medicine that'll get rid of that. It's my grandmother's, my actually great, 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 great grandmothers from slavery days. She mixed this. It's called Life Alive tea. I'm going to make you some, and I'm going to make sure you get it. So you may have to just come here so you can drink it. Life Lasting tea is made with the roots from our African ancestors, she went on to explain. I bought this for you. Put a little gin in it, some honey, and lemon, and it will take away that cough and cold, and you'll feel better. And then you'll be happy again. Brandon was beside himself because his mother was so sad that his twin sister was sick from that terrible cold. On their planet, they called a cold a kalamaja. Okay. But great, 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 great grandmother from slavery days could cure anything. Okay. And granddad, great, 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 great granddad could build anything just with a chiseler and a hammer. So they beamed themselves into the twins' basement and she drunk it. Brenda told her, now when you go back, wrap yourself up in the thickest blanket or quilt. And she goes, what is a blanket, a quilt? So she says, like this one. It's a comforter. It's designed to keep you warm, like the Holy Spirit. Okay, here, take mine. I got plenty. My mother always buy us comforters. So she took it. She wrapped up in it and beamed back to where her parents were. They were still snatching up black people, snatching all over the world. The next day, the alien mother, Umfunapa, looked because she was so happy and surprised to see her little girl bouncing around and laughing and playing with her brother, standing on her head and floating up, and all her powers had returned. And her mother, Umpulapala, said, this is wonderful. Come here, my sweet. And she hugged her daughter. And then she called to her husband, Mugwump, Mugwump. Mugwump came and he saw his baby girl bouncing around. And he was happy. And he said, what is this? How did you get better? The twin aliens looked at each other and then back at their parents and then back at each other again, then back at their parents and said, well, all the people that are black on earth, we made friends with them because they're smart and brilliant. And they've been through a lot of pain in their lives, Father. And they have overcome all of it. I have a friend, and so does my twin brother here. And their names are Brandon and Branda, and they are twins. So we've been communicating. And her father says, communicating? What do you mean, communicating? Well, Father, she says, the twins are our friends, and they are nice. She gave me a remedy that her great, 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 great grandmother gave her and passed down to all the generations, and it's called Life a Lasting Tea. And it will bring you out of the sickness, and you will feel better, Dad and Father. And He said, okay. And they gave you this, and you're better? Yes, she said. He looked at his wife, whose eyes was full of tears, with joy, of course. And he said, we need to think this over. So he called a meeting with all of the other chief aliens, told them about the miraculous thing that a little black girl gave to his daughter. It was powerful, he explained to them, how sick their daughter was, and she could not get better until a little black girl gave her a remedy that her grandmother made. Oh, wow. The other chief aliens were impressed, and a few of them, then 3, then 5 and 6 and then 10. We have sick children. Breaking through the Earth's atmosphere has caused an imbalance in their health. We have tried everything, and our children are so sick. Even our warriors have children. If you can get this little black girl to make that life-lasting tea for our sons and daughters, we shall spare them. We shall allow them to remain among us and put the powwow on those who tried them. Because in my mind, they are our friends. So Brenda and Brandon were waiting for their friends to come back. And they came with their father and 5 other chiefs. And they were amazing looking. They were gold. Some was green. They was in all different colors. And they shined. And Brenda looked. And when her friend stepped from behind her father, she says, can you make enough to save their children too? Your people will be spared, and they will forever live here. And we will not harm them, the elders said. You can be friends with all of our daughters and sons. So Brenda got on it. She got busy. She had to ride all the way to Statesboro, Georgia, right in between Swainsboro, up in Newington, in the deep, deep country. And she got a trash bag full of it. And she made at least 1,000 bottles and gave them to the alien chiefs. And their children got better. After that, all of the chiefs of the aliens begin to look and see that black people aren't so bad. They come from pioneer like our ancestor. They come from greatness like we do. We shall spare them and deal with this president monopoly. So all of the black people were spared. And President Monopoly had to go. The end.